It's July 25th, 5 a.m. Go day to Sturgis for the motorcycle rally. It's a day that Mike long waited, and he was getting ready to check off that bucket list. He was filled with excitement. I was building with nervousness. It was a 500-mile day that I had dreaded. The first stop, Branson, Missouri. The goal at the end of the day would be to relax and arrive safely. Mike prepared us perfectly. Hercules, our bike, was serviced, ready to go. Engine, check. Tires, check. Oil change, check. We had even done a dry run packing and loading up the bike for 2 up, as he says, days prior to our trip. I prayed religiously every day for safety. My nerves grew every day. The question would be, could I make it easy for us to drive or leave Mike insane with the death grip on his leather vest? He was used to it, so I felt okay. I would be able to pass that test. You see, it started 3 years ago, or a little longer, when he asked me to get on his bike and ride. You can do it, he says. So I put my life in his hands and climbed on the white bike he owned at the time that was called the Mistress. And I screamed the entire 3-mile ride to the gas station. But I did it, and that day was the start of my bike riding days. We made that first day 500 miles in some intense heat, stopping to cool off and hydrate with liquid IV, and standing in beer coolers to cool down. Branson was the destination for the day, and I would only take it one day at a time. We enjoyed the weekend. Sturgis, this place I've only heard about and never seen. I did not prepare for the entire trip. I prepared day by day. I had to get my mind together so that I could do that and not make anybody nervous, except for myself, of course. We traveled the next 4 days, seeing nothing but tall, green cornfields for miles and miles on both sides of the road. We stopped in Kansas City to see where the Chiefs and the Royals play, since we both liked baseball and football. We got some KC barbecue for Mike, as he likes to think he's one of those taste testers. We drove through rain and on interstates with speeds at 80 miles per hour, but we made it to our cabin in Leeds, South Dakota. Oh, how we were scared coming up that mountain. South Dakota is a gorgeous place, very serene, and it was worth the 5 days of traveling. Living out of a suitcase, hotel to hotel, riding in the rain, suiting up in rain gear, and stopping along the way to make memories with other bikers trying to reach this destination of Sturgis. We began our climb to our cabin to Leeds, South Dakota. We did not know the area, and we did not know the roads that we would climb. But we climbed, and we climbed, and we climbed some more with twists and turns, wondering, where are we going? Will we ever get there? Will we reach a ski lodge that were in the mountains? But alas, we pull up to our cabin, take off our helmets, and find our place of relaxation. We did it. We're here, and we have arrived. The next 4 days would bring us excitement. My nervousness turned to, where are we going next? What's on tap for today? And I knew I just had to get down that mountain once a day and trusted my God and Mike to get me there, and neither one of them failed me. We rode to Crazy Horse, an Indian chief that is carved in admiration in a stone mountain, and on to Mount Rushmore, jaw-dropping moments to sit there and look at all them faces. Just looking at it, you know you're staring history in the face. It seems no matter where we went, through Wyoming or just winding roads, there were bikes everywhere. Look left, look right. There were so many. We took the day to relax, people watch, soak it all in, and reflect on our trip. This lady that was scared to death 3 to 4 years ago found her way to the Mecca of motorcycles and got to be part of a bucket list for her husband. Monday came, and it was departure day. Oh, how do you leave such a beautiful place? beautiful temperatures, great riding roads. How do you let go and say goodbye? But it was that day, and we left for Rapid City, where I would fly out along with our friends and make it back to Alabama. Mike was supposed to continue to Colorado and see the $1 Million Highway and Beartooth, but there were circumstances beyond our control, and our plans changed. God was talking, and we were listening. Mike and Tim departed back to Alabama the same day that me and Robin boarded a flight back to Birmingham. My trip was done. I was home, but my heart was still on the road as he traveled back home to me. My prayers were for safe travels for Mike, and he arrived Wednesday morning. That was 1,400 plus miles of hard riding in about 72 hours or less. It was just a moment in time, but one that we can look back on and say we lived. Thank you, Lord, for keeping us safe. Thank you all to all those people that we met along the way, and we pray for all those that were lost. Remember, stay safe, and if you ever see a motorcyclist and they give you what looks to be a peace sign pointed to the ground, that means keep the wheels to the pavement. For me, it was a journey within myself, and one that I smile and say, we did it. Sturgis 2025, the 85th rally. It wasn't the rally itself. It was the beautiful roads, the mountains, the majestic air, the unknown that really makes you stop and soak it all in. The trip was life-changing on some perspectives. Y'all, the South is truly spoiled. So I challenge you today, stop, take a deep breath, and pay forward your own blessings to someone else, because we are all blessed and privileged in this life. What time is it, Em?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. We are down in Sturgis
It's already
on
packed.
Main Street, and it's packed, folks. It's 10 a.m. in the morning, and it's going to be a hot one.
for us before we head out. I'm kind of glad that we got here earlier in the week and getting out of here after the first weekend. It's pretty crazy. 2 days ago we were here and there wasn't hardly any bikes on this road other than up and down the side a little bit.
It's packed in here, but we're people watching and just relaxing on our last day. It's kind of enjoyable.
We're having a beer. Well, I'm having a beer. She's drinking water. She'll drink later probably. Sitting outside of One-Eyed Jack's, I think it is. Across to the Loud American and just people watching the bikes go up and down the street. Some interesting things up here in Sturgis. See a lot of interesting bikes. It's pretty cool.
People always makes me wonder what people do on their regular day job.
Yeah. we're just sitting here right on the street, and Main Street, just chilling, taking in the atmosphere. It's kind of neat.
Listening to music that's not blasting in our ear.
You go across the street to the Loud American, you couldn't even hear yourself nowhere talk, do anything. Over here, you can hear the music from the Loud American, but you can actually enjoy and have a quiet conversation just as well. So a lot better here, right?
It is for me.
I just want to take a quick test drive.
Yeah, Thursday is supposed to be pretty wicked hot.
Gray Ghost.
We're in Deadwood again for the third time. We really like this old western town. It's just a fun place to stop and walk at the shops. We've looked at this parking lot across the street for 3 days now, and I think every day we get here, it's just got more and more bikes. So we're just gonna take a stroll around Deadwood, get some walking in today, and just listen. It's what I do. I walk the neighborhood. He thinks I'm crazy. But there are bikes everywhere. I'm telling you, we just left Sturgis. Everywhere bikes. We get to Deadwood. Everywhere bikes. If you don't have not inhaling exhaust fumes or listening to your ears rattle by the sound of motorcycles, are you really doing Sturgis?
Hell, if you're a biker, it's all about the smell and the sound. That's all we love. Let's check this out. This is over at the Deadwood Visitor Center Passenger Station. Right on the backside of the Silverado. Wherever you go, there's bikes. It's pretty awesome. Hanging out in Deadwood, it's absolutely crazy. Really cool to see. She had to get her some ice cream. She got moose tracks.
I think that's what you got us, yeah.
Yeah. We're just hanging out here where Wild Bill was killed in 18 and a 76. All right.
The Road to Sturgis, the finale. The last ride, the open sky, the spirit of freedom. As the morning sun crawled up on the South Dakota horizon, gliding the black hills with molten fire and a crisp promise, today is not just another day on the road. Today, the roar of engines and the scent of freedom gather for their final crescendo, the grand finale of the Road to Sturgis. For weeks, riders from every corner of America have thundered along interstates, highways, and winding country lanes, all tracing invisible lines toward the hallowed ground of Sturgis, a small town transformed each August into the world's epicenter of motorcycle adventure. Every journey to Sturgis is more than a movement across a map. It is a rite of passage, a pilgrimage of chrome and leather, and a test of both machine and spirit. Legends are born on these roads. First-time riders braving the open highway, grizzled veterans returning year after year to meet old friends and write new stories. The road to Sturgis hums with anticipation, camaraderie, and the unspoken bond of the open road, a ribbon of asphalt that promises adventure and demands respect. For some of us, it was a chance to mark an item off the bucket list, a trip that I personally had wanted to make for at least 15 years. But life always had other plans, from raising kids, having heart surgery, moving to a different state, and earlier this year, another blow that I couldn't put off any longer, complete knee replacement in January of 2025. The hope was the knee would be ready to go in July for this epic trip that we had been planning for a year. And for the first few months, I wasn't sure if this was yet another ending to a plan and a dream before it could ever get started. Tina was always supportive and pushed me to get the knee in shape to make it to the ultimate dream ride, my number one bucket list item, the ride of a lifetime to Sturgis. As the journey narrowed into its climax, the landscape unfurls into a tapestry of rolling grasslands and sudden breathtaking views of the Black Hills. The final gas station stops become celebrations, high fives exchanged over bug-splattered windshields, laughter echoing beneath the sun-bleached awnings. Here, the riders become family, united by a shared purpose and a mutual understanding that the journey and not the destination is what really changes you. No amount of rain or hail would stop this journey, as we experienced on multiple occasions, as we ascended to Sturgis, South Dakota, for the rally of all rallies. As the first rooftops of Sturgis pierce the horizon, an almost mythic energy settles over the crowd. Riders funnel into town in great rolling waves, engines rumbling like distant thunder. Main Street is already a living river of motion. Bikes lined up like jewelry, colors gleaming, chrome catching every stray sunbeam. The air is thick, the soundtrack of rock music and laughter and thousands of conversations, the living pulse of the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. The finale is not a single event, but a tapestry of rituals, each woven into the fabric of the rally's identity. Stages erupt with live music, classic rock anthems, and outlaw country, the kind of songs that make the soul long for the horizon. Old-timers swap stories over cold beers, and newcomers listen wide-eyed as tall tales are spun and history is made anew with each passing hour. For many, the rally is a reunion, a place to reconnect with friends met only on the open road, to share laughter and tears and a knowledge that the world, for a week at least, is exactly as it should be, a world shaped by engines and open roads and shared freedom. And yep, the parties. The journey to Sturgis is a metaphor for life itself, unpredictable, challenging, and above all, worth every mile. The road to Sturgis is never truly over. It lives on in the hearts of those who ride, echoing down every open highway, calling the adventurous back year after year to the place where legends are born and the spirit of freedom rides forever. The finale is not just an end, but a promise. The road will always be there, stretching ahead beneath the endless sky, waiting for the next chapter to be written, the next adventure to begin. For me, this is the culmination of a dream trip that will forever be as glorious in my heart as I had ever imagined. 15 years of waiting. This will not be the last time I come to Sturgis. it is only the beginning. And as I look into the horizon for the next chapter and the next ride and the next long trip that we will plan, I can't wait to roll into our destination with my beautiful wife Tina on the back, while she's singing songs and dancing to the beat of the music, while I hum along to the sounds of the exhaust and the wind in my face, as I smile knowing I'm right where I was always meant to be and not a second too soon.